Shalom, family. It's your brother Mabawai out of Vegas coming at you with another lesson. But before I do that, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God. Real name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. I do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world calls Jesus. Today's lesson is in regards to what's in your cup. See, your cup is given to you by the Lord. But what's in it is trials, pain, depression, anxiety, taking losses, being mocked. But going through tough times doesn't mean that you just quit. You got to stay 10 toes down and dig deep. You got to go even harder when you're going through those tribulations. Gold, right? Gold is refined by fire. You ever seen gold when it first comes out the ground? It has all those undesirable minerals on it. It doesn't stand out. But once you put that fire on it, it becomes desirable. Same with you. That heat that you feeling right now is burning off all the things that can't go with you to the next level. Right? Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 36 and verse 15. I'm going to get this in the CEV. Hard times and trouble are God's way of getting our attention. So you might have just lost your job, lost your girl or your man, family not messing with you because what you believe in. Instead of sitting there beating yourself up, give that time to the Most High. Build that relationship and watch what He do for you. When you realize this, that you're going through it, you just hold your head up. Take it cheerfully and know that that's the Most High getting your attention. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 2 and verse 1. And it reads, My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. So stay calm. Stay ready. Don't panic and rush, because that's how you crash. People get impatient and start to panic and make terrible mistakes. For example, look at King Saul, for example. Was supposed to wait for Samuel to arrive and offer a sacrifice before going into that battle. Saul didn't wait for Samuel. He let fear and pressure push him into disobedience. That one rush decision cost him the kingdom. Verse 3. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So don't sit there and complain, be mad, hating life. I know it's easier said, but you have to take it cheerfully and know it's the Most High getting your attention. Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So like we just said, gold is refined by fire and comes out pure and stronger. So when you're going through tough times, come out better, not bitter. Don't let pain push you into darkness or let depression convince you to give up on life. Your story ain't over. Hold your head up, champ. You gotta love yourself no matter what. That's a commandment from Christ. Christ said, let's get that. Matthew 22 and verse 36. And it reads, Master, which is the greatest commandment in the law? Jesus said unto him, Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's 3 loves right there. Love the Most High with all your mind, body, and soul. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. When you down, don't beat yourself up. Treat yourself up. Get into this book. Learn a new hobby. Keep yourself occupied, but mainly on getting closer to the Most High. All right, let's get into this cup. Let's go to Matthew chapter 20 and verse 20. And it reads, Then came to him the mother of Zebedee's children with her sons, worshiping him and desiring a certain thing of him. So Zebedee's children are James and John. They want to ask Christ something. Let's go to verse 21. And it reads, And he said unto her, What wilt thou? She said unto him, Grant that these my two sons may sit, the one on your right hand and the other on your left in the kingdom. Christ pretty much asked like what they wanted, and she asked if they can have rulership with him in the kingdom and have authority with him. Let's see what Christ said. Verse 22. But Jesus answered and said, Ye know not what ye ask. So why Christ say that? She asked if one could go on the right and the other on the left. Her intentions were pure, but she didn't know what she was asking. And let's go to Matthew 25 and 33 real quick. And it reads, And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. So when the Lord comes back, the sheep will inherit everlasting life on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side will be the unrighteous. So she really didn't know what she was asking. Her intentions were pure, but that's why Christ was like, you don't know what you ask. But let's go back to Matthew 20 and verse 22. But Jesus answered and said, Ye not know what ye ask. Are ye able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They said unto him, We are able. So Christ told her, You don't know what you're asking, but he knew what she meant. Then he asked, Are you able to drink of the cup that he's going to drink? The cup is going through all sorts of affliction, getting sick, battling demons, anxiety, depression, even getting put to death. Them getting baptized will change them. Let's go to verse 23. And he saith unto them, Ye shall drink indeed of my cup, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on the right hand and on the left is not mine to give, but that shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. So that's a Trinity cut right there, by the way. But he told them they were going to drink of the cup that he drank from. And they did. They both went through it. Ultimately, one of them got put to death by King Herod. Let's get that. Let's go to Acts chapter 12 and verse 1. And it reads, Now about that time, Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church. So this is the enemy, King Herod, coming against the Israelites. Verse 2. And he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. So that's Zebedee's son. He said he was prepared to drink of the cup, and he was put to death for it. One of the first apostles to die for Christ. But let's keep going. Let's get Christ's cup. Let's go to Matthew chapter 26 and verse 36. Then cometh Jesus with them unto a place called Jethroson, and saith unto the disciples, Sit ye here while I go and pray yonder. So Christ had to separate himself at times. He already knows he's going to be put to death. It was a lot to take on. So he had to separate himself at times and pray alone. He was dealing with thousands of people, feeding them, healing them, people trying to kill him, his disciples asking him questions, talking to Judas every day, knowing he was going to betray him. It's just like today's time. People have high stress jobs. They need vacation to clear their mind. Are you working all week? You need those 2 days off to get a reset, Verse 37. And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee and began to be sorrowful and very heavy. So Peter, James, and John, he became sorrowful with them because he knew the cup he was going to have to drink of. He knew it was getting closer to that time to get delivered up. Some people get nervous and sorrowful because they have to present a project in front of their class, or they're going for a job interview that they really want. They get nervous, and how much more do you think it would be to know that you're about to get crucified for a nation of people that live in iniquity? That's heavy. Let's go to verse 38. Then said he unto them, my soul is exceeding sorrowful, even unto death. Tarry ye here and watch with me. So he says, stay here and watch my back. I'm going through it, man. I'm depressed. I'm anxious. Watch out for me. Y'all know what I'm about to go through. So that's pretty much what Christ's saying. Let's go to verse 39. And he went a little farther and fell on his face and prayed, saying, oh, my Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as thou wilt. So he was asking the Most High to let this cup pass him. He didn't want to deal with that crucifixion. He didn't want to be put to death and go through that affliction of people mocking him and being betrayed and that pain. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to verse 40. And he cometh unto the disciples and findeth them asleep. And he saith unto Peter, what? Could ye not watch with me 1 hour? So Christ came back tripping on him. He said, you couldn't watch my back for 1 hour? And I'm sure they didn't just go straight to sleep. They tried to stay up, but the flesh is weak. And you got to take in consideration they were up all day, ate the Passover, and was up all night. But this is deep because you can't fall asleep. You always have to be on point for your brother, your nation, and your God. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 18, and verse number 4. And it reads, Jesus knew everything that was going to happen to him. So he stepped forward and asked them, who is it you were looking for? So if you're not familiar with the incident, this is when Judas, who betrayed Christ, came with the Romans. Let's drop down to verse 10. And it reads, then Simon Peter, having a sword, drew it and smote the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. So they came to deliver Christ, but Peter pulled out that sword and chopped off the servant's ear. They had love for Christ and wasn't about to let nobody take him. But let's see what Christ said. Let's go to verse 11. Then said Jesus unto Peter, put up thy sword into the sheath. The cup which my Father hath given me, shall I not drink it? So Christ told Peter, put your sword up. The Most High gave me this cup to drink. I have to drink it. He could have called a legions of angels to come help him and kill everybody, but that wasn't his prophecy. He knew he had to be that sacrificial lamb that doesn't resist, that was led to the slaughter by people that rejected him. Let's go into the prophecy. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 53 and verse number 3. And it reads, he is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows and acquainted with grief. And he hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised and we esteemed him not. Christ was despised and rejected by his people. He was depressed. That's why he drank. Let's go to Matthew chapter 11 and verse 19. We'll get this in the NET. And it reads, the Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, look at him, a glutton and a drunk, A friend of tax collectors and sinners, but wisdom is vindicated by her deeds. So imagine getting ready to die for people that talk about you like this. He died for their sins and they talked about him like he was a dog. But he knew what he was about to go through. And what do you give a man that's about to die? Let's go to Proverbs chapter 31 and verse number 6. Proverbs 31 and 6. And it reads, alcohol is for people who are dying, for those who are in misery. So Christ drank because he knew he was going to be killed. Verse 7. Let them drink and forget their poverty and unhappiness. He had a heavy heart, so he drank. It says drink to forget your poverty. Remember that. Let's go to Luke chapter 12 and verse 50. And it reads, but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? That word straitened means to be characterized by poverty. Why do you think there's so many liquor stores in our neighborhood? It's because they know we in poverty. And drinking, just like Proverbs just said, is a temporary relief from misery. The feeling of stress, anxiety, and sometimes even physical pain. But drinking that cup doesn't take away the cup the Most High has given you. The Most High gives us blessings, but sometimes it comes with a lesson too. So at times your cup gonna get real bitter. And it might be hard to drink. But if you have faith and believe in the Most High, you know his promises is destined to happen. Look at Job. He went through a lot of tribulation. Let's see how he handles his cup, though. It's the book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 7. What man is like Job, who drinketh up scorning like water? Job drank his cup like water, one of the easiest liquids to consume. But Job's cup wasn't nothing light. He lost riches, land. All 10 of his kids died. His health, with boils all over his body. His wife told him to curse God and kill himself. Let's get that. Let's go to Job chapter 2 and verse number 9. Then said his wife unto him, dost thou still retain thy integrity? Curse God and die. She didn't see the purpose of enduring. She believed the Most High would kill him if he cursed him, but she didn't believe he was going to heal him from his suffering. That's an example of being double-minded. Let's see what Job said, though. Verse 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What? Shall we receive good at the hand of God? And shall we not receive evil? In all this did Job sin. Job did not sin with his lips. So Job rebuked her swiftly. He said, you sound dumb as hell. You ain't complaining when the Most High gives us all this good. But as soon as the boat gets shaken, you want to jump ship. Let's go to Job chapter 23 and verse 10. But he knoweth the way that I take when he hath tried me. I shall come forth as gold. So you'll be tried when you enter this truth. You'll be tried with temptations, seducing spirits, much more, much, much more. So when you try, come through like pure gold. Look how confident Job is in the Most High. He knows he's walking a righteous walk, and he knows the Most High is going to keep his promise to those that live righteously. Let's go to Job chapter 42 and verse 10. Let's see how Job's fate ended up. This is Job 42 and verse 10. And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before. Because Job didn't fold and stayed solid through all his suffering, the Most High gave him double of what he had. Let's go to verse 12. So the Lord blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning, for he had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, and 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 she asses. When you look back at this situation, let it strengthen your faith, man. When you have that unshakable, firm, committed faith in the Most High and do what he commanded you to do, he's gonna reward you. But don't do it for the reward. Do it because it's what the Heavenly Father commanded you to do, man. You have to consider what the prophets endured. Many were stoned and even killed by their own people. Each of us has our own cup to drink from. You have to go through tribulation just like Christ and the prophets. Abraham had to offer up his son. The amount of stress, I couldn't even imagine it. Let's go to James chapter 2 and verse 21. Was not Abraham, our father, justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? The Most High gave Abraham a heavy cup to do something only the Most High could do. And Abraham was going to do it because he believed. Let's go to verse 22. Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness. And he was called the friend of God. Verse 24. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. This shows you that you can't just believe. You have to have action behind it. The Most High requires action, and love is an action word. It's ultimately shown through consistent behaviors. Your girl or your man say that they love you, but if they don't show up or make sacrifices, then love just becomes talk, nothing real. The Most High told Ezekiel with one blow he was going to take his wife, and commanded him not to cry, mourn, or shed a tear. Let's get that. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 24 and verse 15. And it reads, Also the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, behold, I take away from thee the desire of thine eyes with a stroke. Yet neither shalt thou mourn nor weep, neither shall thy tears run down. Forbear to cry, make no mourning for the dead. Bind thy tire of thine head upon thee, and put on thy shoes upon thy feet, and cover not thy lips, and eat not the bread of men. Verse 18. So I spake unto the people in the morning, and at evening my wife died. And I did in the morning as I was commanded. Even though the Most High took Ezekiel's wife, he still did what the Most High commanded of him. They put Jeremiah in a dungeon because he was prophesying that Jerusalem would fall to Babylon. Let's get that. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 38 and verse 6. Then took they Jeremiah and cast him into the dungeon of Malchi, the son of Hamelech, that was in the court of the prison, and they let down Jeremiah with cords. And in the dungeon there was no water, but mere, so Jeremiah sunk in the mere. King Zedekiah, an Israelite, approved this, showing you your cup can come from your own people. This is something Christ told us was going to happen. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10 and verse 17. But be aware, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in the synagogues. That word scourge means to be whipped or inflict pain. Verse 18. And ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. So you're going to be brought in front of these people on behalf of Christ. Following what Christ told you to do, being a true follower of Christ, a true Christian. Verse 19. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given unto you in that same hour which ye shall speak. So don't prepare what you're going to say. Don't meditate or have this breakdown ready for them. The Most High will have the words for you to say. Let's go to verse 20. For it is not ye that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. That's a heavy cup to drink. For your child to send you up to get put to death for being a follower of Christ, that's a heavy cup. Verse 22. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved. People say they saved right now, and it ain't even the end yet. You gotta have that endurance to be saved. Not just a couple battles and the kingdom is yours. You gotta go through it. Let's go to Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. And it reads, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. Much tribulation. It's not going to be easy at all. The world is going to hate you because they were brought up to believe in lies. You keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is shining light on their darkness. And they're going to hate you for it. Even though things may seem unjust now, it's okay because the other nations have a cup the Most High has prepared for them. Let's get that. Let's go to Psalm chapter 75 and verse 8. I'm going to get this in the ESV. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup with foaming wine, well mixed, and he pours it out from it. And all the wicked of the earth shall drain it down to the dregs. God is just. So think of it like this. He's a bartender who serves everybody a cup. If he gave one group of people a cup but refused to give others theirs, that wouldn't be just. And God is just. His justice means everyone receives their due. Right? Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 25 and verse 15. All right, verse 15. And it reads, for thus saith the Lord, God of Israel unto me, take the wine cup of this fury at my hand, and cause all the nations to whom I send thee to drink it. So this is showing you that the other nations also have a cup to drink of. Whatever was done to us, they're going to have that done to them as well. Let's go to the book of Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. And it reads, the day is near when I, the Lord, will judge all nations. Edom, what you have done will be done to you. You will get back what you have given. So the Most High said he's going to judge all nations, but he specifically pointed out Edom, which is the so-called Caucasian race. What happened to the so-called Native American, Hispanic, Black, man, woman, and child? What happened to them? Thus saith the Lord. It's a trip to me that people think that slavery, being hung, our women and men being raped, our babies being used for bait for alligators, systemic racism, being gunned down by police, and so much more was for nothing. Like all that just happened for nothing. No, there's going to be vengeance for that. Let's go to verse 16. My people have drunk a bitter cup of punishment on my sacred hill, but all the surrounding nations will drink a still more bitter cup of punishment. They will drink it all and vanish away. So every nation that played a role in our oppression will also drink from the cup, but theirs will be far more bitter, and we won't have to drink it anymore. We'll be done with that cup. Let's get that. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 22. This is Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 22. And it reads, Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. So we as a people have collectively been drinking the cup, and it'll be removed, and we'll never have to drink of it again. Let's go to verse 23. But I will put it in the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, Bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. We bow down to these other nations. We allow them to tell us how we supposed to feel. We become numb to our people getting gunned down. Our blood being shed has become a joke. If he was black, he would have been. I seen that on Instagram recently. This white dude stepped out of his car with a gun pointing at the police, and they was just backing up. And all the comments was like, boy, if he was black. It just became a joke. Like we numb to our deaths and our babies being killed. But I'm going to end with one more verse, and close out. Let me go to 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17. And I'm going to get this in the CEV. These little troubles are getting us ready for an eternal glory that will make all our troubles seem like nothing. That's heavy. So remember, family, that what you facing now is temporary and small in comparison of what you're going to get. If you endure while keeping these commandments and keeping your faith strong, you will be rewarded. And with that, I'm going to close out, giving all honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God, Yahweh. I do so in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and I say, Shalom.